Hi guys, I'm James. Today we are going to be cooking a carbonara with bacon. We'll go through the ingredients in a minute. The first things up, we've got our pasta, which is penne pasta. You could use shells, you could use spaghetti. Spaghetti carbonara is the most classic one, but it's just nice to have a different texture, so we've got penne. So I've got some on the back here, boiling water with a little bit of salt in, and we'll just get that on. That takes around 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, so we'll just keep an eye on it and keep tasting it. We've got some bacon lardons, 3 eggs, some onion, garlic, peas. They're not a classic for a carbonara, but they do add a little bit of colour, and it's nice to have some vegetables in there. And then just some grana padano or parmesan, or any hard cheese would work. If you don't like parmesan, you could always use a soft cheese like Philadelphia instead and just fold that through. So we'll get, while the pasta cooks, on our stove here, we're just going to put a little teaspoon of veg oil in, and then we can start sweating down our bacon lardons, or pancetta, they'll all work equally well. And we're going to just cook that down to golden brown for about 3 to 4 minutes. Right, so this bacon will be cooking now for around 4 minutes, so it's nice and crispy. And I've just lowered the heat, and then we're going to add our onion and garlic. So that's on sort of gas mark 1.5 now. If you're working with gas, again, if you're on an induction hob like this, it's on between 1 and 2. And we just want to soften this garlic and onion down. We're not looking to really colour it up too much, and we can add a few turns of pepper. We've also now, this is where we're going to make our sauce. So with the carbonara, some people might add cream to it, but the more traditional method is just using egg yolks. So we're going to crack the yolks, just use the shells to separate it. So we'll pop our yolk in the metal bowl, and we'll keep our whites. You save the whites for another recipe, for like a meringue, really good for that. Floating islands, we will have some videos later on which will show how to use these. So they last in your fridge, just put a lid on them or cling film them over, and you've got a good couple of days on them. Now we've got our yolks. Put this to one side. We're just going to add our parmesan straight to that. Some more pepper. And a pinch of salt. So our pasta is nearly there now. So you want to take it to a stage just below being cooked. So it's still got a bite to it because you're going to carry on cooking it in this pan. So what we need to do is save some of this pasta water. All the starch is now cooked out of it, and that will help thicken our sauce. So we're going to pour it into this pot. We're going to pour some straight into here. So a good couple of 100 mils, and then we're going to drain the rest over the sink. Obviously this is egg yolk, so you've got to be careful you don't scramble it. Because the water's not actually above boiling, it's 90 degrees, it's going to just gently cook them, and that'll help thicken our sauce. So it's quite watery, but as soon as it goes in here, it will begin to thicken up. So our onions are lovely and soft now, and we can just go straight in with our pasta. And it's always best to add the pasta first, so it sucks up all the flavour from the bacon, from the onions, the garlic, and the bottom of the pan as well. And you'll see that the pan will just naturally clean itself as the steam hits it, so it'll lift it off. Once it's deglazed the pan and taken it off, we are ready to add our cheesy sauce. So that will go straight in, and then we'll just work it around, and the parmesan will melt and it will slowly thicken up. So you'll see, as the cheese melts, I mean, it almost looks like it splits out, but it just keeps coming back together. Add a little touch more water so you create a thicker sauce. So just use your water just to let the sauce down. As I put that in, the cheese and the egg, it almost looks like it's about to split, but it's not. It's just the cheese melting through the sauce. And then you can just temper the heat by adding more water as you need it, and that'll make you a thicker or a thinner sauce. And this is on low now, so it's on level 1, gas mark 1. And then we just take our peas. These are straight out of the freezer, so they'll stay nice and green. If you add them too early, they'll go really dark and really soft and mushy, so we don't want that. So we just fold them in, and then finally we get our parsley, curly parsley, flat leaf parsley. Little thing which is nice to do, if you buy the living plants from the shops, you only have to buy the plant once, so do just plant it in your garden. Parsley is so hardy that if you buy one of them plants on sale for 40p, which is normally what they are, 40 to a pound, either keep it on your windowsill or pop it outside, and then you really do only have to buy the parsley once, and just be sparingly, trim out sparingly, take what you need, and then just leave it to grow. Sprinkle that straight in. Again, if you don't like parsley, don't put it in, and ignore that last few seconds that I do. And then we can just finish it with lots of fresh parmesan. As I said earlier, if you don't like parmesan, this would be a really good stage to add some soft cheese to it if you prefer. Some, I mean, even cheddar, like a strong cheddar, but certainly like a soft cheese like a Philadelphia, just a cream cheese, just to fold through at the end would be really nice. And that is it, really nice and quick.